Time can easily slip away from you when Saturn is in Pisces. Time can easily be stolen or wasted. When Saturn is in Pisces, it becomes more apparent that time is merely an illusion. Structures are weakened and organization gives way to discombobulation. Secret governments running amok. Realities forsaken for the surreal. The spirit world becomes as real as the material. Lies and deception. Just wait and see with the next presidential election. Corporations taking shortcuts and cutting corners. Expect more mourners, since Saturn in Pisces produces great sorrow. People will yearn for a better tomorrow. There'll be weeping and the moaning and the gnashing of teeth, problems with water, oil, and the seas. Saturn in Pisces can make the future look bleak. Thieves, scammers, cons, and cheats. Drugged out zombies, more tents on the streets. Desperation, disintegration, businesses dissolving. More mergers and less individuation. Inclusivity is a concept that is being exploited. Solitary confinement for those who dare to step out of line. The world seems to be under a spell. Many are yearning for an escape. Charity, empathy, compassion, and sympathy are needed more than ever. Saturn in Pisces has a way of forcing you to face your fears. It enables you to manifest that which you envision. It solidifies the wave, turning it into a particle. That's some quantum physics shit. Ride with the wave until it's time to cast your net. Saturn in Pisces will help you to reel in a nice catch. Now, wherever Saturn is in your chart, that's where you can manifest what you envision. So, Saturn transiting your first house. This is about manifesting the ideal body or face. Now, when Saturn is transiting your first house, you could be losing a significant amount of weight. That's one of the blessings of Saturn transiting the first house. However, with Saturn in Pisces, if you don't get the ideal body, you might become ashamed of your body, or you might be dealing with some body shaming. Could be fat shaming. Also, with Saturn transiting your first house in Pisces, you want to watch your step. You could end up sustaining an injury to your foot, or you could develop a disorder of your foot as well. That first house, whatever's in your first house, can make you vulnerable in terms of your body and even face. You might be dealing with some oiliness on your face. Now, you could be receiving more recognition. Also, you could start a business, become an entrepreneur. Back to the body. So Saturn and Pisces in that first house can have you feeling weak. You could be suffering from fatigue at times. And also, you could be dealing with some water retention or swelling. Also, you could be feeling burdened by your situation or your circumstances. Now, on a positive note, you could be in the spotlight. Like, you could be getting your picture taken or being on video quite a bit. Hey, you might start modeling. Saturn transiting the second house. So this is about manifesting the ideal money situation, manifesting money magic, manifesting money angels, financial insulation, so where you're insulated from the threat of poverty because you have more than enough. Now, on the negative end, Saturn and Pisces in that second house does put you at risk for losing money. That could be through debt, theft, or it could be through mismanagement of funds. You might misplace or lose one of your possessions. Now, the second house deals with food, so you could be fasting with Saturn and Pisces in that second house. You could go on a water fast for a few days. You could be drinking more water or more fluids in general. You might start drinking smoothies. Saturn in Pisces in the third house. So this is about manifesting the ideal car or the ideal environment or the ideal business plan / idea. Now, on the negative end, you could be deceived by a sibling, relative, or neighbor. You could also be experiencing some car trouble, and there's a risk of falling asleep at the wheel. You already are at risk for that when you got Pisces in the third. So Saturn can teach hard lessons. So you want to make sure that you're fully awake when you drive. Don't drive long distances by yourself. Also, Saturn in Pisces in the third house can manifest as miscommunication. Saturn in Pisces in the fourth. This is about manifesting the ideal home, the ideal location in which to live. But on the negative end, you could be in jeopardy of losing your home. Could be to foreclosure, could be to non-payment of rent, could be due to a natural disaster. Also, there may be a need to reestablish boundaries in your home. Your home could get flooded, or there could be an issue with the water. Also, family secrets may come out. And your dad may be sick at some point while Saturn is in Pisces in your fourth house. Fifth house. This is about manifesting the ideal lover or romance. But on the negative end, you could be abandoned by a lover. Now, this is good for developing an artistic hobby that takes up a lot of your time. Also, being more reserved in terms of self-expression is possible, or you could feel forced to express yourself artistically. Now, be careful with investments with Saturn and Pisces transiting your fifth house. You might be drawn to cryptocurrency investments naturally with Pisces in the fifth. But with Saturn, again, Saturn teaches hard lessons, so you want to be careful with that. Sixth house. So if Saturn is transiting your sixth house, that's very much like manifesting the ideal job, the ideal vocation. So on the negative end, you could be dealing with a healthcare scare. You could develop a disorder of the lymphatic system. You could sustain an injury to your foot, or there might be some issue with your feet, such as getting plantar fasciitis. Also, you could be prescribed some medication, especially if you have to take it for a long amount of time. There's a chance you could screw up on the job. If you have any pets, you might have to take your pet to the vet, might have a sick pet. And Saturn and Pisces in the sixth house, that can also deal with water fasting as well. Seventh house. So with Saturn and Pisces transiting the seventh house, you could be manifesting the ideal partner or the ideal relationship. But on the negative end, a relationship could be an illusion, or it could just be fantasy. Now, you might be tempted to cheat if you are in a relationship or marriage, or it could be your partner is, getting a yearning for a little escape from the relationship. Your partner could be keeping secrets, or you could be entering into a secret affair. You could be attending a formal event or a glamorous affair at some point with Saturn and Pisces transiting your seventh. Eighth house. So the eighth house, that's manifesting your ideal sex scene or your ideal sexcapade, you could say, because you could very much be living out one or more of your sexual fantasies with Saturn and Pisces in the eighth. You could also be dissolving your debt. You could be paying off all your debt or most of it, but on the flip side, you could end up drowning in debt. You might have to file for bankruptcy. Also, becoming sexually fluid is possible, and you might end up having some serious nightmares as well. Ninth house. So this is about manifesting the ideal vacation. Could be a cruise, could be to a tropical area, could be to an island, just could be like a dream come true type of vacation. However, you could be learning some hard lessons in spiritual discernment. You might end up following a fraudulent guru or spiritual leader. Also, professional development is very much Saturn when transiting the ninth house. You could be on work-related travel at some point, but also you could experience tests of faith and your belief system. If you're in school, you could be dropping out, or you could be tempted to drop out, and gaining esoteric knowledge, learning magic, being very much about mysticism, very much Saturn and Pisces in that ninth house. 10th house, manifesting the ideal career path or the ideal opportunity. Now, for some people with Pisces in the 10th, they could be entering the medical profession when Saturn enters that 10th house. Gaining recognition for artistry is possible, but there's a chance that you could get laid off. Now, some of my older folks, they might be retiring with Saturn and Pisces transiting their 10th house. There's also a chance of being falsely accused. You could be yearning for an escape from your current job situation. This is another placement where you could be attending a formal event, a black and white, or what did he say, a black tie affair, a gala, but mom could be sick. Saturn and Pisces transiting the 11th house. This is finding or manifesting the ideal friendship. You could also be establishing a professional presence on social media, especially one that features videos like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. But on the negative end, you could experience some sorrow or disappointment involving friends. You could attend a big party or event involving a friend. Also, there could be boundary issues with friends. And this is good for starting an online business, especially one related to art or spirituality. 12th house. So with Saturn and Pisces transiting your 12th house, expect to be more tired. You could be dealing with fatigue. There's a chance you could be hospitalized, and it could be, for a week or more. You could end up sustaining an injury to the foot, or you could develop a disorder of the foot. A disorder of the lymphatic system is possible. This is another aspect that can have you screwing up on the job. You could experience a sense of hopelessness. Secrets are publicized. You could develop a sleep disorder. You might experience upsetting dreams. A need to come to terms with an addiction. Also, the paranormal becomes reality. So, Saturn transiting your houses. Just know that it's about manifestation, but it can also bring some hard lessons. So let's all focus on manifesting our vision, and let's make this happen. If you would like a reading, you can go to my website. The link is in the description section. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back with more. Peace.